Okay, good evening, everybody. And as we said earlier, before I started the recording, that a week or so ago, we did the first part of the products webinar, which covered all of the herbals. So you can locate that on the doctor's website at baxora.biovetawellness.com. You will need your login and your passcode. And if you don't know that, you can give me a call or Lori a call, and we'll let you know what that is. But this recording will be up tomorrow, and I'll also post it on the Doctor Forum. The link, I'll post it tonight. So if you needed your staff or you wanted to re-listen to it, you can. Okay, first, let's just get started with the homeopathics. And we've got 6 homeopathic allergy products. Now, the reason we utilize these 6 homeopathics for allergies isn't for somebody to keep taking these allergy products ongoing. What they're for is when you're doing either the BTL2 sensitivity protocol or the aura IDE protocol, when people have symptomology, a lot of symptomology, and there's there's multiple visits here that they have to go through, they really need to get relief right away to give them, number one, hope. Hope helps heal, but it also gives them the encouragement to continue through, realizing that because this is going to give them some immediate results as far as symptomology. And also, these are FDA registered, so they allow you, because they're FDA registered, they allow you as the practitioner to be able to make claims around it. So you can say that you treat allergies because you utilize these 6 products. You don't give a patient all 6 products. You're going to choose the product that is most associated with their most significant symptomology. And I'm going to go through each one of these briefly. So when you do their from the very beginning, when they start their first visit, you're going to choose one of these 6 allergy homeopathics for them to start on from the very beginning. They may take it, just one round of it. They may need to go through a second round as they go through. So the very first one, which this is one of the ones that we have a hard time keeping in stock in spring and in fall, and this Allergy 1. This is for your ragweeds, your hay fevers, a lot of your pollen type things, especially like this fall. This is a amazing product for just helping. Will just stop the symptomology right in their tracks. So anytime you've got any of these spring and fall allergies, this is the one to choose. Make sure you order this also before the season starts, because we do have such a rush on it right in the very beginning of the season. The second one, Allergy 2, is for any allergy associated with animals, pet dander, dogs, cats, horses, feathers. A lot of people have issues with their feather pillows and things like this. This is a great one for that. Then we have the Allergy 3, which is more for any type of upper respiratory significant issues, things like you can even use this for asthma, the watery eyes, the itchy, anything to do like a cough, that sort of thing that kind of comes with their allergies. This is a great one. The fourth one is for any issues associated with indigestion or their dairy. It's really, really more significant around the dairy products. A lot of people have issues with dairy, a lot of digestive discomfort, that sort of thing. Then Allergy 5 is for the gluten issues, people who have wheat, gluten intolerances. And then Allergy 6 is more of general foods and chemicals. A lot of your food additives, your neurotoxin type things that they put in all of our food today, which so many of the kids respond to. A lot of kids who have ADD, ADHD, this is really an amazing product to put them on, because they are responding big time to those food additives and things. Can make a big change in their school and how they respond in school. Next is our biophasics. Now, those of you who have the aura, you're very familiar with the biophasics. The biophasics are based around the Chinese model. is really based around that Chinese model. And so it's based on the paired organ. So in your aura scans, whatever the top organ that comes up, you're going to choose that biophasic that's associated with that particular organ. For example, let me just scroll through to the very first one. Like, for example, biophasics 1 is for the kidney and the bladder. So if the kidney came up as the top organ, you're going to choose the biophasic 1. Or if the bladder came up, you would choose biophasic 1. Now, these are really associated with a homotoxicology chart also. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the premise is that as we get sick, and many times as we age, we go from left to right on what's called a homotoxicology chart. The kidney and bladder is really the excretion stage. Then we go on into different phases. There's 6 different phases of homotoxicology all the way to cancer. On the other end, there's impregnation. It's just, so as we get sicker, the different organs are associated with those particular levels of that homotoxicology chart. Now, each one of the biophasics are going to give you all of the minerals, all of the Krebs cycle associated with those particular organ systems, the cell salts, all of the things that are associated to support those particular paired organs. As if you looked at the way the Chinese model works, really even though we call these paired organs, all the organs are associated in some way. So if there's a weakness over here, it's going to cause, or an excess in one place, it's going to cause a weakness in another place. So we're just trying to, with these biophasics, we're trying to support the body, and if we can support the weakest link, then we strengthen the entire body. So even though you might not have the aura, you may only have the PTL2, you can still utilize these biophasics to support the different organ systems. So the biophasic 1, like we said, is for the kidney bladder, could be used for even people who are going through a lot of recurring bladder issues or kidney issues or any type of, even if someone had an infection, I might give them the biophasics in conjunction with trying to work on the infection. The biophasics 2 is for these are 3 organs that are paired, the spleen, the pancreas, and the stomach. And so this could also be used for anybody dealing with a lot of indigestion, nausea, vomiting, anything associated with really digestion, you might utilize this. The next one, I need to go to the next page, is the biophasics 3, which is for the liver and the gallbladder, which are paired organs. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo again. This, of course, can be used for any form of support. Like a lot of times when you're taking somebody through a sensitivity or the IDE protocol even, but they're not really, they go into a lot of detoxification. They're not handling it well. If some that fly through, they don't really go through a lot of detox, but some go through extreme detox. Usually it's because of their detox pathways are really shut down. That's usually through the liver, gallbladder, or either the kidney bladder also. So you can utilize these to support those areas. The biophasics 4 is for the paired organs of the lung and the large intestine. Again, I just want to stress sometimes you may have, the person may be expressing symptoms associated with the lungs, and we think, we need to go treat the lungs, when in fact, we need to go treat the large intestine. So just always keep in mind that relationship of these paired organs. But again, it gives you all of the support that the body needs to really help strengthen these particular systems of the body. So anything like, for example, this may be having any type of lung or bronchial issues, even coughing, any type of indigestion or bloating, or any type of large intestine issues. Then we have the biophasics 5, which is the heart and the small intestine. And as we progress here through these different systems, we're going to the right. So this is when the body gets sicker and sicker, is when these particular organ systems start to weaken and shut down. So as we were in the 5th phase of the homotoxicology, when we're getting into the heart issues or small intestine issues, it doesn't really mean that they're going to have cancer or something like that. We don't want to say that. But the key is to get them back, instead of going from left to right, we want to go the other way and work them back to where we're working on the kidney and the bladder and not over here working on the heart or the small intestine. But anything, this could help with even symptoms associated with, again, could be indigestion, could be either heart arrhythmias and irregularities, anything associated with those two organs could be supported with this product. Then we have the Biophasics Boost, which really, a lot of times we can sub in the Boost, but the Boost is really critical as a cofactor for helping with that Krebs cycle and the production of ATP. So a lot of times when people have really low energy, they even anemia. I say this all the time. If someone is anemic, you know, you might as well forget everything else until you get that anemia straightened out, because you're just kind of wasting your time. You're chasing rabbits. The anemia's got to be addressed first. This would be a great one to help with that. Of course, I usually give blackstrap molasses, organic, to help with anemia, and chlorophyll, two great things that are just natural. Gum issues, of course, the gum issues also relate to the heart, but teeth and bones, stiffness, poor circulation, numbness, tingling, that sort of thing. Your Boost could be really very beneficial for the patient. Okay, next is any questions so far? Okay. Next is the biophenolics. Now, this is one of my favorite products because this has, if y'all have not read the articles that I've posted on the phenolics on the Doctor Forum, you will want to read it, because you will be amazed at some of the things, symptomologies, and some of the things where we start chasing all this symptomology, and in reality it's something as simple as a phenolic burden. Now, phenolics are the things that are the colorants and the aromas and things like foods. Like a really good example I always give is the phenolic pepperin. Pepperin is what makes us sneeze in pepper, and phenolics can cross the blood-brain barrier. They can go into the brain, take up the receptor sites for neurotransmitters. But if you know anything about neurotransmitters, you will know that when you disrupt that system, all sorts of havoc takes place in the body, especially with children. A lot of children with ADD, ADHD, this is one of the key things. Autism, this biophenolic product is critical. And all allergy, anything you're going to do, a sensitivity protocol with the PTO2 or the IDE with the Aura, every patient needs to go through. Now, if those of you are familiar with our older product, we used to have a biophenolics 1, 2, and 3. Those have now been replaced with one homeopathic. It's a really good tasting, and it's a spray, so it's really easy for patients to be compliant with, especially children. But this will help. You're usually going to take them through 2, maybe even 3 rounds, depending upon how deep it is. But remember, phenolics are passed on generationally, so you can be suffering from, that's why people a lot of times they'll say allergies passed down through the family. In reality, it's not allergy so much as it is the phenolic burden is causing the allergy response. So even misbehavior in children, kids that are disruptive and people don't know why, a lot of times it's just because of the phenolic burden. Kids that are angry and there's no real reason for them to be angry, it's usually phenolic burdens. But make sure you read that. I think there's 2 different articles that I've posted up on the Doctor Forum that are really a must-read for everybody. Like I said, it says here indications, mood swings, behavioral outbursts, ADD, ADHD, autism, foggy thinking can be caused by phenolic burdens, even skin issues, depression. I mean, in that article there is a list a mile long of all of the symptomology related to phenolic burden. Okay. Bioterrain Plus. Now, we have the Bioterrain, which is I call it the rocks. Those are the actual minerals themselves that are in a capsule form, which we went over the other week in the other webinar. This is Bioterrain Plus, which is your liquid spray. It's a 2-ounce bottle. It has the minerals. The base is fulvic acid. that it has all the frequencies. It is a homeopathic, but it does have that fulvic acid with the minerals. Great thing about this product is it tastes really good, and it helps the body restore its deficiency of minerals. It helps with the pH, which is critical. Again, we always never miss putting a patient that we're dealing with sensitivities or allergies. You never want to miss putting them on a mineral product. You can put them on the spray, the liquid spray, or you can put them on the capsules, depending upon what they prefer, or if you muscle test, whatever they test for. Also, remember with minerals, it's really hard for the body to hold a chiropractic adjustment if it's not mineralized. 99 9/10% of all people are demineralized. We eat a diet full of white flour, sodas, all of these things that bleach our minerals out of our body. And if we're very acidic, it takes minerals to actually change the acidity so those can detox and go through the kidneys and out of the body safely. So in stress, the other thing is we have people who are really stressed out, who is not stressed out, I should say, today, and it takes minerals because that stress response causes an acidic response in the body, so it requires those minerals to calm the body down and to change that acidity back to a good pH. The body's going to protect the blood at all costs, so it will rob every organ and every bone in your body to protect the blood. And so they will suffer because it will rob those minerals. And you cannot, minerals are like the spark plugs. What the spark plugs are for our car, that's what minerals are for the body. The brain cannot work. People who are foggy thinking, get them on minerals. Usually that's a big part of it. Anyway, it could be hormonal, but a lot of times minerals. And our children just are not eating properly today. We're a fast food society, and let me tell you, fast food is one of the biggest culprits for leaching the minerals right out of the body. And so our kids are really suffering, and their brains are in development stage, and without those minerals, their bones are in development stage. They're just not developing like they should be without minerals. You know, I could go on and on. Minerals. Let's see, I think that's all on that page. CY Cleanse. Now, this goes with our CY Cleanse protocol and this is for Candida and yeast. Also, remember that you can open any of our homeopathics are made or they're formulated so that they hold the light frequency. And not any liquid will just hold the light frequencies. So it's important that, like if you're taking somebody through a Candida cleanse, or let's say you're even taking them through a sensitivity protocol, but yet from their questionnaires that they have an issue with Candida, you can go ahead and put them on the Candida product, and I would go ahead and laser into this product, visit 3, 8, and 12 of the Candida setting on the PTL. You can also imprint off the aura Candida settings or the yeast settings also, but you could, but this product goes with the CY Cleanse protocol, and you'll see that listed. It says here indications for yeast, fungal overgrowth, Candida. Our children have, look at our kids, our guts. The guts are big because of one of two reasons, either malnutrition or because of an overgrowth of Candida. And Candida in the body is kind of like we call it the slug syndrome because it literally makes us slugs or couch potatoes because it takes all of our energy. It it coats all of our organs, the inside, the gut grows, and it craves to be fed. And what it craves to be fed is sugar. And so people crave. They don't know why they crave all these simple carbohydrates, and it's because of the Candida. And if you're taking someone through the Lose It protocol, most times you're going to want to take them through the visit 3, 8, and 12 of the Candida and get them on the CY Cleanse. This product is not going in and killing Candida. I'm not a proponent of killing Candida, just randomly like some products out there do, because sometimes Candida is actually our friend. If people are toxic in heavy metals, the body will use Candida to actually protect the organs. So you want to make sure is why. Why is the candida in this kind of state? Sometimes it could be because they've taken too many antibiotics, so they've killed off the good bacteria in the gut. Usually when if I'm going to put them on the CY Cleanse product, I'm going to also put them on the BioPro Ultra, which is the probiotics, because if they've got an overgrowth of candida, that means that their population of the good bacteria, which should be 80% of the bacteria in the gut, should be the good bacteria. We need the candida, we need the yeast, they have a purpose in the body, but they should be like 20%. And usually most people are just flipped the opposite way, drinking things like coffee, sodas, in addition to some of the drugs that people are on, and even outside of antibiotics. Some of these really horrendous drugs that people take are going to kill off the good bacteria. Good bacteria is the key to the immune system. So we do want to get candida under control, but we also want to make sure we understand why is the candida out of, in overgrowth state. Is it because of their diet, or is it because of heavy metals, or is it many times when there's overgrowth of yeast and candida, it can be that person's going through survival issues also. That can be another. As emotions, remember, they're just a part that we can't separate. Next is our Healthy Skin. Great product. I can't tell you, there's so many testimonials on the Doctor's Forum, and I've got a new document of testimonials. If anybody wants them, you can email me at orrd@bellsouth.net, and I will send you those, because you can utilize those in your practice. You can print those, put them out in a little book outside in your waiting room, because everybody's testimonials belong to everybody. And this would be, just a great plus. I'm sure you have your own set of testimonials, but you could add those to them also. But Healthy Skin, again, this is one I always recommend you laser into, like if someone has eczema or psoriasis or even acne or whatever, I will laser those particular settings. And how you do that is you open the lid. You don't laser through the bottle. You open the lid, you dial in the actual setting, and you're going to laser down into the bottle. And again, all of our liquids are made to hold those light frequencies. And then they can take those in between. You may laser them only twice or 3 times a week with their program, but they're taking this product every day. So not only do they take the Healthy Skin internally, but I tell them to spray it on the affected area of the skin also. Okay. What else I want to tell you about this? But it's a great product. I have seen so many amazing things. Actually, I probably told you, some of you have heard me tell the story. I treated a little girl at one of our trainings. Actually, I treated her 2 different times over a couple of months, and as we were at this hotel, and I imprinted. She had terrible eczema. And again, remember, forgot to mention this, anytime you have skin issues, there's always an emotional component, which is a separation conflict. So that box separation mix in your PTL2 is a great one that you would want to laser the person with, but also laser into the Healthy Skin so that they're taking that every day. But I imprinted into the Healthy Skin for this little girl. We did a protocol for her eczema. And one month I went back, and she was telling me that the little girl who had just was covered before was totally clear, but she still filled up her little bottle of Healthy Skin with water, because that was kind of like that little girl, it changed her life. She was like 2 or 3 years old. She couldn't even get in the bathtub. She was so bad and itched just constantly. They'd have to almost tape her little hands up. So that was a smart grandmother. Okay, let's go on to the next one, which is Just Sleep. Again, another one of my favorite products. I use this product all the time. One of our newer products, I guess we brought this out in the middle of the summer. But this product is homeopathic, and it also for making sure that you get all of the sleep cycles. Now, a lot of people will sleep, and they take a lot of over-the-counter drugs and things, and even pharmaceutical drugs, because we're a society that doesn't sleep. We have computers, we have fluorescent light, we have all the stimulus, and the body just has a really hard time shutting down and turning off. But this product is amazing. The fact that you really sleep like you have not slept since you were a teenager. When I first started this, and I still do, I dream like I did when I was a teenager. And remember, when you dream, that helps to know that you're actually processing a lot of emotional baggage. So dreams are real important, and this is going to make you dream and really will help with the emotional trauma, if you want to call it, or the emotional baggage that the body's been carrying around a long time. It will help you get, and we've just upgraded this a little bit. All of the product that's coming out now has been reformulated. It actually includes the precursors to help with melatonin. So it helps the person go to sleep even better than it did before. Some people, it made them go to sleep right away, and there were a few that sometimes still had an issue going to sleep. Once they got to sleep with this product, they slept like very, very deeply. But now with those additional frequencies built in there that will help with the melatonin production, so it will help people go to sleep really fast. Now, the bottle says take it right before you go to bed. I take it, because I'm kind of a high-strung person, I take it about an hour before so that it has time, and then within about an hour, then I hardly can hold my eyes open. So it's a great, great product. And again, you can imprint into this product also with your aura or with the PTO. It'll be a great thing to add to Just Sleep visits 3, 8, and 12. It'd be a good thing to actually add to this also. Here's some of the benefits of the Just Sleep. It helps, it's non-addictive. It restores your sleep cycles. You can take it with other medications, no interaction there. And it helps the body heal. Sleep is critical. We just don't really understand it. One of the really biggest diseases of our nation is a lack of sleep, and especially our young people. They're just not sleeping. They don't even begin their days until 11 o'clock at night, it seems. Okay. I know last week we went over in the first webinar, we went over the Just Stop herbal. Now, the two come together in a kit. So we have the herbal, and this is the Just Stop 2 homeopathic, which can be taken for months even if the person needs it for support. It helps the body detoxify from the nicotine and the tars. It helps with the anxiety. It helps with the cravings for smoking. So the patient can continue to take this as long as they need to. It can even help with the cough, that smoker's cough, because that's really part of the detoxing process also. Okay. Then we have our Lose It, which helps with cravings, and it also has the HCG in it, which, just remember this, because it has the HCG, you want to make sure that if the person's taking this, that they don't stay on it for longer than 30 days without taking a break. So they can be on it for 30 days, and they probably need to be off of it about 2 or 3 weeks before they start back up on it again. Otherwise, the HCG in there, the body becomes immune to it. And HCG actually is a hormone that's produced from pregnant women, which helps triggers the body to burn the brown fat. The brown fat is the fat that's really hard to lose. You would lose all your muscles and you'll still keep that brown fat. But the HCG helps the body to burn that. Okay, then we have our Lymph Plus. Again, the lymph system, I call it the garbage cans of the body, or the garbage trucks, I should say, which carries the garbage out of the body, out of the blood, and into the detox, into the colon, so that it can be eliminated. All the toxins can be eliminated. If you have a person who's having symptomology when they go through any of the programs, and you do not have them on this, that's why. This and Lymph Plus and minerals are two things you should have every patient on when they're going through any of the 12-visit protocols, especially if they're the sensitive type patient, really with everybody, because you're really doing them a disservice, because you're really allowing the body to start moving toxins, and it's getting dislodged from wherever it is. And if that lymph system is not open, And if you don't have the minerals to help bind up the toxins, then you're just stirring. It's kind of like stirring up the mud in a lake, and it's going to redeposit somewhere else. It might be less advantageous to the body if you don't have things open and have the minerals to bind it up to get it out of the body. Two critical products, Lymph Plus and the minerals, the bioterrain. The migraine-free, this is to help with symptoms associated with migraines, especially if this is best used if the person will take this at the very first signs of the migraine coming on. With migraines, if you wait till it's in the critical or into really full stage, it's hard for a lot of things to affect it. But this, if they'll start right at the very beginning, this will help, not just with migraines, but it'll help with any headache. You want to stop it in the very beginning. You don't want to wait till it gets full-fledged. Okay, our Rehydrate, which has been around quite a while. And again, this allows, a lot of times people drink water. Of course, a lot of people don't drink water. Water is probably the most important medicine that we can take. There's a book called The Body's Many Cries for Water. If you haven't read it, you'll want to, because water can help you lose weight. It helps detoxify the body. Without the water, we're 80% water. And without water, the brain can't function, the body can't function. It's like trying to take a bath in the same bath water night after night after night and expecting to get clean. The inside of the body has to be clean just like the outside. The Rehydrate allows the body to get into the cells. A lot of times the water today, especially if they're drinking tap water, the molecules are so large that it can't even get into the cell. They may drink the water, but it can't really do its job. The Rehydrate allows the water to actually get into the cells to hydrate and to clean the body. A really good test for hydration is to take your hand or the patient's hand and squeeze the skin, like with your index and thumb. Just squeeze that skin on the top of the hand and then release it really quick. It should immediately spring back. If it does not, they're dehydrated and they don't have enough water. And to drink enough water, you really should take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces at a minimum they should drink just as a minimum, just to clean the body. Now, on top of that, for every cup of coffee you drink, you have to replace that with 8 more cups of water. So if you drink let's say you needed 64 ounces of water, just to break even, and then you drink a cup of coffee, on top of the 64 ounces, now you got to drink 8 more cups of water just to be even. Same thing with our black teas and our soft drinks. They're very dehydrating to the body. They're like diuretics, and they pull the water out of the body and through the body. Another thing I really like to do is I like Himalayan pink salt is a great addition. I'll put a little pinch in my water in addition to the Rehydrate, and I can drink twice as much water. It's like you really want to drink the water because it tastes so good. It's like it goes in. Sometimes you ever drink water and it's like you're going to gag because it won't go down. If you'll add the Rehydrate and a little tiny bit of pink salt, Himalayan pink salt, big difference. Also, the pink salt's great for adrenal. You find people who are adrenally exhausted, one of the signs is that they crave salt. But this is a good kind of salt. The pink salt has all the minerals instead of the table salt, which is just garbage. Total Body, our next product is Total Body. This is a very gentle product to just help detoxify the body. Like I said earlier, when people have a lot of reactions or symptomology as you're taking them through a 12-visit protocol, a lot of times it's because the body is so toxic already. The liver pathways are shut down. The kidney pathways are shut down. We need to help give the body some support here. So the Total Body is a homeopathic, and it's a very gentle way of just helping detoxify the liver, the kidney, the gallbladder, even the spleen and the colon and the lymphatic system. Also, this can be used as a great blank for either the aura or the PTL for imprinting into this product, because it is just a very gentle detoxifier. Then we have the Vitality with HGH. This is great for just people with low energy. It's not about stemming up the adrenals or anything like that, but it gives the body that additional strength that it needs. It even says in the literature that it helps reduce wrinkles. So maybe we should all be spraying this all over ourselves as we age. I should say. Helps with, even when we say vitality, it also helps with, it says sexual energies, all forms of energy. It helps improve your sleep, helps with your memory. It helps reduce body fat, especially with that HGH in there. That's going to always help with the body fat. And it's just going to help with lean muscle mass and promote overall healing. Then we have our Wheeze Away, which is to be used with our Wheeze Away protocol. It also can be used just standalone, of course, but it's for people suffering with asthma or respiratory issues. Again, I would be, if I was doing the Wheeze Away protocol, I would make sure that I lasered visit 3, 8, and 12 into, open the lid and laser into the Wheeze Away itself, so that they're getting that right from the very, I would do that on the very first visit. When I gave them the Wheeze Away, laser in, visit 3B, 8B, and 12B. And I would do visit 1A, which has system balance. If you didn't hear the one of our webinars, one of the doctors, I'm trying to remember who it was now, anyway, talked about how he and I had talked about this, is that he started taking like the I'm not sure what it was, Bioterrain Plus or the Lymph Plus, and every chiropractic patient he started lasering in system balance into one of our products and having them take it throughout their whole protocol. And he said the results that he got were so much more profound, because with the brain balance, with the brain, left and right brain balance and trauma and the body balance, then people got so much more progress as they went through a chiropractic plan. Okay. Next is our BioPro Ultra. I'm not sure why I have that in this one. This may have been covered last week. But our BioPro Ultra is the probiotics. And again, I've talked about probiotics earlier a good bit, but probiotics are, if I only had one product in the world that I could take, I would have to probably choose probiotics, because it is so, so important. If we do not have the good bacteria in our gut is really the center of our immune system. Without good probiotic balance in the gut, you cannot have health. Also, it produces, that's where we produce a lot of our B vitamins, is through the bowel flora. So the B vitamins, you know what the B vitamins do. I mean, they help calm the body. They're your get up and go, just so much that the B vitamins do. So probiotics are important for healing that gut, and anytime you're taking anybody through the sensitivity protocols or the IDE protocol, you really want to look at gut health, because many allergies occur because of leaky gut, and we talked about this in the herbal webinar. If we've got leaky gut going on, that is where usually leaky gut is caused by Candida, is usually what it's caused by, but it can be caused by other things, but mainly that, where the actual Candida puts its little tail right through the wall of the intestine, so it makes a opening where particles can get, things that are in the colon can get out into the body cavity, and then the body produces antibodies because it feels it's under attack. So it's very important we use the leaky gut product or the BioDigest Ultra, which I'll go over in just a second, to actually heal along with the probiotics, because if we don't address the colon and we address all our allergies, get those relieved, new allergies are going to come up later, because more things are going to go through that gut wall and the body's going to form antibodies. So that's real. Probiotics are just, I can't stress how important. I like to take them on an empty stomach, because you want them really to get passed through the stomach and get down into the gut before they open up. If you're taking them with food, a lot of times that will they'll break down in the stomach, and some will get destroyed before it gets into the colon. It's just best. It's not critical, but it's really best if you'll take it on an empty stomach. I usually take it morning and night. And I'll go through, you can even go through what we call a loading process, where you might take, 4 or 5 morning and night for several days or even a week for people who are in critical state or have gone through like horrific. I've had people who have almost had their whole GI just totally messed up with drugs, pharmaceutical drugs or antibiotics. Some of these really strong antibiotics they're giving now causing horrific issues with the body. You've got to get them on the probiotics. BioDigest Ultra, again, it's the one that will help heal. It really has all of those healing herbs, the marshmallow, all the things to help go in and heal the actual gut wall and soothe it. Like a lot of times with the protease, I tell people, if you start people on protease and they have a lot of inflammation, a lot of raw tissue going on in the gut, they have a really hard time taking protease. Protease really isn't hurting them other than the fact that it's digesting that raw tissue, so it's very uncomfortable. So this is the product, the BioDigest Ultra, with the probiotics that we want to take to help calm down and soothe that gut and heal the gut. So usually I'll tell you you could take the patient off the protease and put them on the BioDigest Ultra and the probiotics for about a week or so, and then go back to the protease. Then we have our Healthy Zymes Plus. Now, Healthy Zymes Plus have replaced the Balance Zyme 1 through 4. Very powerful enzyme. You can actually use this with meals to digest food. You can use it. You're going to use it, of course, in your Lose It protocol as it asks for. But you can also take this between meals. Enzyme therapy can be very, very powerful, especially for patients who just can't figure out what to do. You've done everything and you can't figure it out. Put them on the Healthy Zymes in between meals, and you might be amazed what happens. Also, the protease, in addition to it, at least once or twice a day, in addition to just the Healthy Zymes between meals, to also add that protease in there. Enzymes do everything in the body. The problem we have today is that our food is cooked, nothing, unless you're eating raw, you're really getting no enzymes. So the body has to digest. And so what does it do? If you're not taking digestive enzymes, or if you're not eating raw food with your cooked food, then the body has to rob its own bank of enzymes. We're all born with a certain bank of enzymes. And if we abuse it and use them up, then we're really in big trouble as we get older. And so we have to really take care and substitute. And today's diet, and how we do our food, even some of the raw food, I don't even consider it food anymore. I wonder if some of this GMO even has enzymes, what the enzymatic process is. Of course, it has to have enzymes, but some of it won't even rot. So if it won't rot, there's not much enzymatic activity going on there. So how are we going to digest it? So to help the body, to support the body so the body doesn't have to rob its vital enzymes that it should be utilizing for other bodily functions, digestive enzymes, I take digestive enzymes with every solitary meal, always. I carry them in a little bitty bottle in my purse, so when I'm out, I have them. Also, back to the digestive enzyme. This is a full spectrum, so it has all your different types of enzymes, even from fat to amylase for your carbs to your protease. It's a full spectrum digestive enzyme. Okay, I talked about Just Stop a minute ago. This is the herbal, and again, we went over this in the first webinar on the herbal products, but this is an amazing product. If you've not utilized the Just Stop program in your practice, this is, number one, one of the most amazing gifts you can give to any patient that smokes that wants to quit. The key is that they would need to want to quit. There's no potion pill, laser, anything that's going to stop somebody from smoking if they don't want to. And some people really like to smoke and they don't want to quit. But for those who want to quit but they can't, because smoking today is it's more addictive than cocaine, according to the Mayo Clinic because of the things that they put into cigarettes today. It's really a tragedy what they've been allowed to do, and very highly, highly addictive and hard for people to quit. But I just posted, Connie Davis just posted her testimonial. I mean, she is buying them by the grosses. I don't know if Connie's on the line tonight, but she's having amazing, amazing results. I know Dr. Cram, they have a full website just on the Stop Smoking program. It's so effective. And you really, if you qualify them, make sure you don't treat someone who really doesn't want to quit smoking for themselves, not for somebody else. You will get pretty much 100% effectiveness in the program. And most of the doctors are charging for 3 7-minute visits. They're charging a minute. $350 is probably the lowest, up to some doctors charging $600. So it's a great revenue stream, but the biggest part is a great gift that you can give someone to be able to help them to stop smoking. The end result, this is a great, great product. Yeah. Hemorrhoids, the medical community, their really only option with hemorrhoids is to tell people to use Preparation H, or then to go into surgery and have surgery. I have seen this product stop people who were supposed to have surgery. Great at even other things like bee stings and bites, and even some skin irritations. I've heard about women using it for puffiness under their eyes even. But this is a great product. The best way to use it is to take a small piece of a tissue, wet it, and squeeze out all the excess moisture, and then coat that tissue with this oil. It's a mix of aloe and witch hazel and lavender and myrtle, and then just put it right up against the rectum, and then just wear it there all day long, or you can do it at night, put it on at night, and it's pretty miraculous at helping resolve hemorrhoids. Along with, now you have a laser protocol for the hemorrhoids, so when you use the two together, dynamo results. Our thyroid ID is, of course, this is a glandular. We probably have over 50% of the population today, it's probably even more than that, are undiagnosed with hypothyroid. They're just walking around. They don't know why they feel so bad, but they have low thyroid. We have a great questionnaire that looks at thyroid and adrenal. Actually, I just did a post today, or maybe it was yesterday, on hair loss. And big culprit is thyroid dysfunction or hypothyroidism. But the thyroid ID is a glandular, and it helps give the body back that thyroid tissue or hormone so that the body can function properly. Thyroid is so important. First, the endocrine system goes from top to bottom. Hypothalamus is your key, and from the top it goes down, just dictates all the way down. So you have the hypothalamus, the pituitary, then the thyroid. But thyroid function can just be a myriad from dry skin to constipation to depression, and the list goes on, and can be very debilitating for people. But utilizing this product along with the thyroid balance protocol and the PPL2 is a great duo. Now we're going to go over the stem cell products. I'm going to just stop for a minute and see if I have any questions on any of the homeopathics so far. Okay. The stem cell products, if you've not listened to the stem cell webinar, I highly recommend that you go and listen to that webinar because it goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to go into tonight. There's also a little video that if I have a minute here at the end, I'll go ahead and play it. It's about a 2 or 3 minute video. It's like a cartoon, but it really helps tell the story about what these do. These are not stem cell products, but they activate your adult stem cells by correcting cellular communication. They utilize regulatory peptides that have been extracted at a nano level. This is true nanotechnology. There's nano an overused buzzword, and there's a lot of bad press on nanotechnology. But this is true nanotechnology. These products are out of Russia. They're way, way ahead of us in this whole field and been using these type products for a long, long time, having amazing results in their hospitals. But these are extracted, regulatory peptides that are extracted from plants. When you get to the nano level, there's really no distinction or differentiation between plant and animal, but because of a lot of vegans, we're only utilizing the products that are derived from plants. But each one of these, there's like 22 different stem cell products, and I'll briefly go through each one of them. But how they work is that they're going to be the carrier base is going to be water. So you're going to drop these in about 3 ounces of water. They're liquid. There's no taste to them, so it's easy for a patient to be compliant. The key is you take it like a homeopathic. You want to take it away from food. You want to take it away from any other supplements because you want them to go where they're supposed to go without disruption. So it's really best if they took it on an empty stomach, and it's better to take them morning and then first thing in the morning and then mid-afternoon or early afternoon. You don't want to be taking these at night because they do elicit some energy in the body. So you don't want to disrupt anybody's sleep. So I never recommend you take these at night. But just taking those, usually the bottle calls for 20 drops a day. You can break that up, 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon. You can take all 20 in the morning. Usually if you have an acute situation going on, I recommend you start right at 20 drops. Sometimes people don't need exactly 20 drops. They could start with a lower dosage. You might start with 5 to 6 drops and then slowly titrate up till you get up to the 20 drops. If you had someone who had like a broken bone, then you want to go right immediately into 20 drops and take the bone product. I've seen some pretty miraculous things, bones healing that should have taken 9 weeks, heal in like a week and a half, fractures. So what this does is most people have plenty of adult stem cells. You hear all this hype about transplanting adult stem cells. The problem is not lack of adult stem cells. The real problem is lack of cellular communication and the regulatory peptides. So when we can give back the body the regulatory peptides, and now there is cellular communication, is what these regulatory peptides, they're like the key that goes in and turns on the adult stem cell. Once the adult stem cell, the key is turned on, now it can begin to replicate and make, new cells and repair the body at a very, very rapid state. Great story. I've told this on the webinar for the stem cells, which you'll probably hear it again when you listen to that. But it's just such a great story. There's a gentleman in Atlanta, one of the doctors. He was on dialysis, but he was on kidney transplant list. Put him on the kidney product with some kidney support, and that gentleman came off. First, he came off the kidney transplant list. Then he eventually came off of dialysis because his kidney healed. So that's a pretty amazing story. The connective, let's just start and go through these real quickly so you get a really good idea of what to use. There are test kits for these. So if you want a test kit, you can call Lori, and she can order that for you. They are kind of a different animal, but we do have a lot of doctors who do muscle tests for them. They're not really an herbal. They're not really a homeopathic. They're kind of they're nanotechnology. That's the best thing I can say. But the CNT is for connective tissue. So this can amazing for pain, people who are in pain, people who have arthritis. Also, it helps with any type of sports injuries, hernias, sagging skin, or prolapses in the body, scarring. All of the products have a base of CNT in them. Okay, so every product has some CNT. I still sometimes, with really bad cases, will add the CNT along with other products, or a specific product. But this can help with ligaments, tendons, any type of scarring. One of the things, I think there's several reports on the Doctor's Forum about some of the research and what it's shows that it does for scarring. Actually, my dog got bit by a coyote. He was lucky he lived, but he had a big old hole in his back where they just clamped down on him. I just cleaned it up really good, sanitized it, and then I started dropping the CNT right on it. And it, within about a day and a half, that totally covered over, and there was no scar. So that was pretty amazing. The next one is the blood, BLD for blood. This is for really helping with the whole cardiovascular system. There is a separate one for the heart, but really this supports blood homeostasis, oxygenation, and immune function that blood has in the body. So it can be anything from infections to different degenerative and pathological conditions, endothelioma, anemia, hemorrhoids. There's another one there for hemorrhoids, arterial wall damage, varicose veins, and the list goes on. Then the next one is the thyme, or this is for the thymus gland and the immune system. So this can be helpful for any type of microbial or viral infection or any type of degenerative or a pathological condition. The next one is IMN-netics, which is for the immune system. And there's possible applications or any type of autoimmune condition, even hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, lupus, ITP, which is a platelet disorder. Any type of autoimmune, this would be a great choice for. Then you have the LVR, which is for the liver. This helps with anything from just poor liver function to like a fatty liver to hepatitis, any type of abnormal growth or oncology. Of course, your liver is your filter, your largest filter of the body. So this can be pretty phenomenal what this product could do in people with liver issues. There is a separate gallbladder product also. Then when the next one, SPL, is for the spleen. That's for all autoimmune conditions. Helps normalize blood count, immune deficiencies, chronic infections, anything associated with the spleen. The PANC is for the pancreas. All of these are pretty self-explanatory what they are, but I've had people with type 2 diabetes take this product and get off. They were insulin-dependent, type 2 diabetes, and were able to get off of insulin utilizing this product. Now, they had to change their diet and their lifestyle also. You can't expect, and people ask me that question all the time, well, how long does someone have to be on these products? It really depends upon if the person changes their lifestyle and what they were doing to cause the degradation of this system of the body. You can't expect an alcoholic, someone who, or not even an alcoholic, someone who drinks every night to be able to just take the liver product for a month and then get off of it. If they continue to pollute and destroy the liver, you're going to have to continue to give the stem cell product to help restore that organ. So the pancreas product can be anything from just anything associated with like pancreatitis, which, the medical community, the only thing they know to do is starve the patient so that the pancreas isn't activated. But anything from diabetes to any form of pancreatic insufficiency. The KDN is for the kidney. Again, that's the one I was talking about before, where the guy came off of kidney dialysis and kidney transplant. The kidneys are the gene of the body. That's where we really, if the kidneys are low, then we really have a lack of energy. And until those kidneys are restored and supported, you're going to have a really hard time getting that energy level back out. But anything from even high blood pressure to recurrent kidney infections, chronic fatigue type issues, could help with anemia. I would use those probably along with the blood product. Then you have two brain products or central nervous system products. One is CNSE and the other one is CNSN. The CNSE is more along the lines of things like stroke patients with dementia. I've had people give this. I have one chiropractor. Her mother was in dementia. She didn't even. They had to kind of watch her all the time because she'd just leave the house or even pack all her bags and leave the house. She had her on this for about a month, and she called me and she said, "I have my mother back." She really came out of the dementia being on this product. But this particular one can be used for depression, anxiety, any type of psychiatric issues, any form of even eye issues. This was originally made into an eye drop, and that's what the E stands for. So I've had, like, we have a doctor out in California, Dr. Smith, who had some surgery where they did some damage when they did the surgery to her eye. This product, she said, has made miraculous changes in her vision and in the ability of her eye to heal. CNSN is probably the one that you're going to use light for, and it's recommended in all the nerve protocols, because this is the one when you have any form of nerve damage, even your ALS, your MS, your RSD. We have Dr. Reimer out in Texas he's even been written up. He's been on the news because of the great results he has with ALS patients using the Aura and the PTL and the CNSN product. He just has great results with that. But any form of neuropathy, nerve damage, demyelination, this product is great for. Then your heart product, self-explanatory. I think it's getting late here. We've even had people, we had one doctor put her brother on this product. He had damaged valves, and they were going to go in and replace the valve. She put him on this product for, I don't know exactly how long he was on it. I'd say at least over a month. Went back for his checkup before his surgery, and the doctor was blown away, wanted to know what he was doing. The valves in his heart had healed. He didn't have to have the surgery. And the doctor said that doesn't happen. There's no way, that there's nothing they know of that does that. So that was pretty miraculous. It can help with any form of arrhythmias, congestive heart failure, anything associated with the heart. FEM, this is for the female endocrine system. So any disorders of the female sexual organs or the endocrine system, menstrual disorders, fertility issues, ovarian insufficiency, depression, anything related to that hormone system. And we do have another product I'll go over in a minute, which is called Endo, and it's for both men and women, and it's for the hormone system also, and it's one I use probably more than I use the Fem, and it is just pretty miraculous. It's people with PMS and things like that, but I'll go over that in just a second. OST, this is for the bone. This is the one where we had a little boy who he was a little football player, and his dad was a chiropractor, and they were going into playoffs, and he didn't want to put him into a cast. And he put him on this product and the CNT, and he put him right immediately on full dose. The next day, he was able to take the cast off. The pain was gone. And within a week and a half, that child was back on the football field. And his dad took x-rays, did everything. He wasn't going to let him damage his foot. But this is great for osteoporosis. We have another mother had chronic osteoporosis, and this has made a huge, huge change for her. PROST, that's for your prostate. So this is just anything to do with, swelling, any type of pathological issue related to the prostate. Then the LNG is for the lung and the bronchioles. Could be anything from infections like pneumonia or bronchitis to emphysema, fibrosis, or anything associated with the lungs. ONC, now this one helps to stop or slow down apoptosis, so it really helps with uncontrolled progression of malignancies. Then the thyroid product, the THYR, is, again, we've had doctors utilize this in people with hypothyroidism, just reverse anything related to the thyroid. Then the GB is for the gallbladder. And then the BRST is for breast conditions, even fibrocystic breast conditions, anything associated with the breast cyst. Then the LGI, I think my voice is getting lower. Sorry about that, guys. LGI, I thought I'd be through with this in 30 minutes. Here we are going on an hour. LGI Medics is for the large intestine or the mucosal lining. anything associated with inflammation, colitis, leaky gut. It's a great one to use along with our leaky gut product or the BioDigest Ultra to help heal that intestine really, really fast. Even IBS, constipation, anything associated with the large intestine. Now, here's the endo. This is one of my favorite ones because I have seen women's lives changed with this product, even men, because the endo actually balances the endocrine system for both men and women. I utilize women who are estrogen dominant. If I utilize this with a broccoli seed extract to help bind up that excess estrogen, it's like their menstrual issues go away, their PMS goes away, their weight normalizes, libido changes for both men and women. Great product for the for the endocrine system. But it also can be used for adrenal fatigue, pituitary insufficiency, just the entire endocrine system. Great product. Okay, that was a marathon. Okay, we're done. So I'm going to open it up now for questions. And so if you have a question, make sure and unmute your phone. Just hit *6 again, and you can ask your question.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is the OST product, have you heard of any helping with any patients with osteogenesis imperfecta? We had any results on that yet?
And which product is that?
The OST, Emetics.
LST?
OST, the OST.
With what condition? I'm sorry, I wasn't understanding you.
Osteogenesis imperfecta, where their bones they just have multiple fractures throughout their whole life, and the bones never actually mineralize completely.
I don't know of anything in particular, but I would definitely think it would. I can't tell you that I've heard of any cases of that particular condition, but I would definitely use that because this is really activating that adult stem cell there may be just an insufficiency of miscommunication. I don't know exactly what the cause of that particular condition is, if it's genetic or, exactly what it is, but it definitely would be worth a try.
Okay. Thank you.
I had a question about the two Medics products for women, the Endo and what was the other one called?
Fem.
So if a woman has ovarian cysts and fibroids, which I see the one was good for cysts, which product do you think would be better for that?
Well, I would probably start off with the Endo, and because it's such a much broader use. And so I would start off with the Endo first, and you can take both, okay? And I would do that because you can take up to 3 of these at the same time. Mm-hmm. So many times I mix them together. So in that case, I might go ahead and put them on the Fem and the Endo at the same time. They do different things. It's really the Endo is more about balancing the endocrine system. The Fem is more about specifically targeting the different female sex organs and like the ovaries and things like that. And it can actually help with depression, but the Endo can do the same thing. So you could just start with one, see how it does, and then add the other one later. But I would probably start with the Endo first.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Debbie, is there any contraindication or limitations as far as age of a patient, like a child or infant?
No, there is not. All this is regulatory peptides, and so if the stem cells are not, all you're doing is activating the stem cells. You're not like putting it in the child into hyperdrive. It's just going to quickly. It's really about healing. It's not about. These are not like human growth hormones. Okay, so I wouldn't be.
Dosage would be the same, or would you do that according to body weight?
Yeah, I would. Really, the 20 drops is based on an average size person. So when you say an average size person, probably anywhere from 120 to 175 pounds. maybe even a little less than 175. So just titrate, like for a child, I think we even, let me see if we show the child dosage on here, because it doesn't show it on the bottle, I don't think. I think it's on the next page. No, we don't actually show it here for children, but I would actually, based on their body weight, like if they were like a 60-pound child, then I would probably cut it in, like do a third of the dosage. But when this, like this chiropractor did the osteo on the boy, he was probably 16 years old, and he took him right immediately to full dose. So we find that the children really respond actually better in some ways to taking full dose. Sometimes as you get older, you may not need you might not want to start immediately on that full dose because it can give a lot of it. The only side effect to these products is energy, which is not a bad side effect, except for some people it might make them, like when I first took the connective tissue product the very first time and I tried to take the full dose, it made me a little like I had drank a cup of coffee or something because it was just so much energy. And so I backed off and eventually just titrated slowly up to my body. Got to a point, if I got jittery, then I stayed at that lower dose. That's the only side effect that you'll get with these products.
Okay, good.
Like if I had a child with cystic fibrosis and stuff like that, you better believe I would use the products.
Maybe I have another question. If you have a patient on the CY cleanse, I have a lot of Avaton patients, so sometimes I'll do multiple lasering at one time, So if they're on the CY cleanse, is there any chance of having a patient have a Herxheimer reaction if you put them on the 3, 8, and 12 visit along with the CY cleanse in one visit? I mean, at one time, is that too much for a typical patient?
Well,
I know it's individual, but
yeah, probably. I would say we're not really killing, so we're not like. If you were to give a product, normally if you gave a product that killed Candida, you can, and you went at it really hard, you can put them in the bed. I mean, you can really put them into a healing crisis because Candida die-off can be significant. But we're not really, that's not what we're doing with the CY Cleanse protocol. We're not killing anything. We're helping the body come back into balance and address on its own. So is there a possibility you could? Absolutely. Anytime you do multiple treatments on the same day, you can have, you run the risk of doing that. But if they're not a real sensitive type patient, the likelihood is not. But again, you got to ask, if they're out of town and you have to do something like that, then I would go ahead. But the best to give the body the time to process the information. If I had somebody with a flu, I'm not going to make them wait. I'm going to treat them with 3, 8, and 12 of the boost protocol. Or if they had a cold, I do it all at one time because I'm trying to get that acute situation under control. If you have a chronic situation, which is usually a chronic situation, I would prefer to spread them out if possible. But you're out of town, sometimes you don't have that option.
Okay.
Just make sure that they're mineralized and you've got the lymph open. If you've got that really done well, and I would probably even laser their product. If they're on the CY Cleanse product, I would laser into it the PTL setting for the lymph under the, what do we call them? On the second page of the protocol, I can't even think right now. But laser that into the product for about 30 seconds. And so that they get additional lymph, plus I would probably put them on the lymph plus also. So you might not really need to do the laser one, but get that lymph open and mineralize them so you don't run such a risk, and make sure they're drinking a lot of water.
You talking about the B portion of the visit?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes,
all right,
B
thank
portion.
You.
Yeah, anytime, that probably needs to be clarified. When I say do visit 3, 8, and 12, for an acute situation, I'm talking about the B portion because that's what's different. The A part is the same thing as the A part with any of the 12-visit protocols. You want the A part of one of the visits. Usually I will, if I'm going to do like a boost protocol and I'm going to do 3, 8, and 12. I usually do 1A because that has system balance in it, and do the acupuncture points, and then laser the spine and the ears with the 3B, the 8B, and the 12B.
Okay.
I have a question about the kidney medic.
Uh-huh.
And I saw in the description it had mentioned high blood pressure and cholesterol. Has there been any success with either of those?
I haven't seen any documented reports back on that. But it really helps with, the kidneys are key to, are a key component, especially blood pressure. I think when they did the clinical, I know there's some clinical trial, I'm just trying to pull this up, some clinical trial, when they did all that, there was some results or some reports on help with blood pressure, and I don't know about cholesterol.
Debbie, you said you could mix some of the stem cell products together at one time?
You don't. What you do is you can take, I said 3, but you can take up to 4 products at the same time. But how you take those, you don't mix them together in the water. You have to take them separately. Okay. So they'd have to take one product, put it in 3 ounces of water, and take it. Wait about 10 minutes or so. Then take the next one, and then wait. And you could spread them out. Take one first thing in the morning, one mid-morning, one later in the day, if that makes it easier for them instead of having to wait. Because you really want each one to get into the body and go. They have an affinity. They know where to go, and you mix them, and it's kind of like mixing the wrong things together, and you may not get the same, as good a result because there's some disruption. These products have a energetic component to them, so it's just like if you were doing a homeopathic.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, do we have any other questions about the laser or the aura? I'll just open it up to that real quick, and then we'll close. Oh, I would like to go ahead and play, if y'all have just a minute. It's about a 2-minute video. I think it gives you a really good visual of what the stem cell products, if you have not watched that. So I'm going to go ahead real quick and share my desktop, and I'm going to show that video real quick.
Would the stem cell product be good for someone that went through a bone marrow transplant?
Oh yeah, I would put them on the blood product. Probably is what I would do, and maybe the CNP. Okay, here we go.
No disease, no pollution. Life will be carefree with no stress. Out all hospital bodies. Our bodies, hormones, blood, neuropals, nothing is a combination of amino acids that do its box of life. These amino acids combine to change to form peptides and proteins, out of which the cells of all body tissues and organs are made. All cells interact with each other via the cellular membranes, with a system of control signals passed from one cell to another or through the bloodstream, the body's main information carrier. Once cells receive this information, they know what to do. All biological processes, genetic instructions, cellular division, metabolism, are set controlled by these regulatory
I can't understand it. Are you able to email this?
Regulatory consumption. Inherent supervision. Compared to an ideal traffic system, where there are no breakdowns, no light failures, no road repairs, just a continuum of organized flow. However, this is not a perfect world, nor is the environment in which we live. We are therefore subject to the harmful effects of our lifestyle and culture, to toxins within the air, altered diet, and a multitude of diseases. All these factors disrupt intracellular communication and have an adverse effect on regulatory signal transmission. These signals are not heard at the cells or pass through distorted. The processes governing the cells can run out of control, causing possible cellular death, cancerous tumors, organ failure, in fact, all sorts of health problems. No matter what the original cause, all bodily breakdowns begin with cellular dysfunction. Notwithstanding, all is not lost. Our bodies have a built-in source of cellular regeneration, adult stem cells. These cells are a renewable cellular resource. They do not have the cellular structure of a particular tissue or organ, but can be activated and converted to cells of the organ in which they are located. The primary role of adult stem cells in a living organism is to maintain and repair the tissues and organs in which they are located. Unlike embryonic stem cells, the adult stem cells are present in all tissues of the human body from the moment of birth. It has recently been established that in response to cellular damage, certain regulatory peptides are naturally secreted by the cells of various body tissues to activate stem cell conversion. This is the body's inherent natural healing process. However, it is a very slow process, even under the best of circumstances. If the cellular trauma is severe enough, this very mechanism of cell regeneration gets so weakened that it doesn't work fast enough or, at worst, at all. Despite this gloomy imagery, there are corrective solutions. For this, we have to thank the continuing progress of science, and in particular, the advances in nanotechnology. Our scientists, utilizing nanotechnology, have created regulatory peptide-based nanoparticles that use this active ingredient in all our biologically active supplements. The unique quality of these nanoparticles is that they are active in ultra-low doses. 1 gram or 0.035 grams of this active ingredient is sufficient for 16 million full-strength doses. Once introduced into the body, these active nanoparticles enter the bloodstream, carried to the tissue or organ for the function. On reaching a target organ or tissue, these nanoparticles vary the body's natural processes and re-establish optimal communications between the existing cells and activate adult stem cells to start rapid conversion and replacement of the damaged cells. The damaged cells are then naturally absorbed by the body, leaving the tissue or organ healthy once again. Nanometric nanostructured supplements are active at ultra-low doses and have notified or allergic effects. We can all, even in healthy distances, benefit from these revolutionary nanoparticle-based supplements.
Okay, that was real cute, right? Could y'all hear that okay?
No.
Oh, you couldn't? Oh,
the audio was terrible.
Yeah, I figured. I was afraid of that. Well, you can go and watch that. If you go to the Vaxora.biovetawellness.com, as soon as you click on the research and training box, the first that video will start right up. So you can watch it. It's real simplistic. It just kind of gives you a really good picture of what it's doing.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, I appreciate everybody's time. Any last-minute questions? Okay.
I have a question about the sending our PTLs in.
Okay, well, let me stop the recording, and then I'll answer that question for you.